Today, we live in a service economy. Even if you work for a company which makes, say, cosmetics, the cost to make skincare cream is much lower than what you will be spending on marketing and human resources and advertising and finance and HR and so on. If you work for Google or Facebook, even for the place where you get a haircut, people are the main driver, also from a cost point of view. Despite that, we don't teach that in business school. Maybe if you take human resources classes, but definitely not in marketing or finance. That is the first assignment that I teach my students, the concept of headcount and why firms like to hire contractors and how should you price your services if you are a contractor. In this session, we will learn principles that will apply for a very small business or a global multinational. First, why do firms hire contractors? How come that in America, 1 out of 2 people change jobs every year? Why do contractors like to work as such? When I saw this slide, I figured that the numbers must be wrong. They're not. If you were a contractor, how much would you charge per hour? I'll show you the simplified way and the detailed way, and they will both get you to the same number. Imagine that you can hire someone in Manila and it will cost you 1/3. Will you hire people in the Philippines or in New York? How about in India if they cost 5 times less? What will you do? I'll ask you for your opinion on that. What is productivity? How come people like these folks with no education are 1,000 times less likely to lose your luggage than American Airlines, or any airline for that matter? What are full-time equivalents? How do you explain to your boss that if you have 4 people working in your team 10 hours, in reality you have 1 full-time employee and not 4, as accounting and human resources say? What happened during the pandemic when the world stopped? And finally, if you were to fire Maria in Italy, it would cost you $500,000. In the US, it would cost you 0 because legally we don't pay severance. Is that good or bad? What we will then do is an assignment where you will propose how many people should be hired in your team and how will you recommend your company to go about it? How will you persuade your boss to approve that recommendation?